Hey, President Jimmy Carter turns 100 today. So here is my Jimmy Carter story. Happy birthday. So right out of college, I had a contract job with a government agency that had a agreement with the National Park Service, and we would go and analyze the quality of their pavement, their roads, and that would determine how much funding that they got for repairs, right? And I drove this vehicle around back and forth all over the country. We would kind of follow the weather, zigzag, maybe 5, 7 times. I've seen all the states except for Rhode Island and Maine and Alaska. So I'd oversold myself for this job. I was young, I was stupid, I partied way too hard, and I didn't know it, but I was dissociating then. Now I know, of course. Anyway, the vehicles were so cool because they had 3 custom alternators. They were an ambulance carriage. They had 24 ultrasonic sensors to measure the pitch of the road, cameras to look at the cracking and analyze the pavement cracking, and then also 180-degree camera that would survey the front and record video for the front. So my job was data collection, and I wasn't very good at it. So President Jimmy Carter's childhood home is in the National Registry. It is considered falls under the domain of the National Park Service. There I was with my little backpack and my tall antenna with the receiver for GPS. Back then it was only accurate to 9 feet, so I had to use an antenna. I had to wait till the 3 satellites triangulated, and then I would walk, and I'd put a dot down, and that would map the parking lots to about plus or minus an accuracy of 3 meters, or about 9 feet. So there I was walking with my backpack on President Jimmy Carter's property for his childhood home. And pretty soon, 3 giant black Suburbans come whipping around the corner, total complete blackout windows, and all 3 of them are facing me, right, on the road. And I looked up and I was like, all right, I know, I'm on some presidential property here, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing until somebody tells me not to, right? I'm like, I'm not going to crap my pants right now because they're probably pointing guns at me. So there I am with my little backpack and my antenna, looking suspicious with my computer stuff, right? And pretty soon, President Jimmy Carter and his wife come by on their evening bicycle ride. And I said, good evening. And he said, good evening. And that was how I met President Jimmy Carter while I was driving zigzag across the United States in this vehicle and analyzing pavement and road quality at national parks all over the country. Interestingly enough, the woman whose job I took, well, it turned out that she quit because there was another job offer. See, the company who built the 3 vehicles, they built a 4th vehicle for the private sector, and she already knew how to use it, so they hired her to drive that vehicle, and she left. And I said, wow, who was the private sector? Who was the company who bought that vehicle? And they said, Google. And I said, the search engine? And he said, yeah, apparently they're making a map. I was like, what are they going to do? Map the entire country? Good luck with that. And that is how I got to drive all across the country before Google mapped the planet, and I got to meet President Jimmy Carter.